I mean, when it comes,
You know what I'm
just gotta
saying?
be
But
ready.
just gotta keep trucking it up, man. What's good, man?
Shit, bro. Steady growing, steady. Oh, we
Oh
live.
yeah.
Hold
Oh
on. Let
yeah,
me
yeah.
put
We,
my
you know, we went live. I already know we, you know what I'm saying, the time. So I just went ahead and went live with it, man. Welcome to another episode of Mindset Mondays, man. So
Yeah.
tell us something good, man. Give us a quick little update. You know, today gonna be a shorter show, but I'm just thankful that we can still put some kind of show in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. So I'm in another class, just trying to figure out this how to get this thing right. And what's kind of, I'm gonna revamp some of the things I'm doing or whatever. But what I kind of struggle with is
Your volume going in and out. Let me see.
hold on, let me see, make sure
Oh, that's on.
all right.
All right. Now, what
So,
you struggling with is what? What you were saying?
it's like, bruh, I'm paying to be in some of these rooms, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of good information in some of these rooms. However, I see where it can help out a lot, but at the same time, is it for me to give away for free after I pay for it? You know, so just figuring out that dynamics and just maybe this isn't the right group, or maybe I just change who I'm targeting.
Yeah. Sometimes we gotta go through that. You know what I'm saying? We every time we run into a situation, we hoping that this the situation. Because when you're on this mission, it's all it take is one break, one, what I'm saying, one right person. So every
Hmm.
time you meet a new situation or run into something, you thinking, okay, hopefully this is it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And it's good to keep that spirit and that mindset because you don't want to get so deterred because of your past situations that you just overlook something when it do come up. You know what I'm saying? So it's a
Yeah.
balance of I still want to give it a shot, but I don't want to waste too much time when it start feeling funny. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
yeah, that's definitely a balancing act that we got to do, man.
But even just growing with people as well too, because some people, I don't know if they just talk to you for really your opinion or just to talk to you, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
you asked me for my advice, but you ain't really taking my advice either. So it's like,
Right. Yeah. So yeah, don't ask for something you don't even really want or
yeah,
or value in any kind of way. Because if you valued it, we wouldn't have to go through this. Yeah. But then it's man, like I say, it's so much that we got to deal with when it comes to that, man. But it's all learning too. We all got to learn. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know like to the specific situation you're talking about, but just in general, I know that it's a lot of learning curves, and just
hmm,
trying to figure out how to deal with somebody because you're not going to always agree with everything, and that's okay. You don't need to agree with everything. We just need to have a foundation of what we're going after, and we can build on that.
yeah, exactly. And that's exactly it. But also like wanting to dominate your space, like, bro, we all, to me, and I might just be really competitive, but I want you to dominate whatever role in the team you have. I want you to dominate. Go learn. Be willing to learn. Be willing to go find the information you need to learn for yourself. Because to me, that brings a different confidence when you kind of know you could teach yourself something and execute it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know.
Nah, it, it,
Mm,
it does, and and that's another thing we got to overcome, man. Like, and I didn't even because I know we doing a short show tonight, and I don't even I guess I didn't even have a really a thing to talk about, but in the title when I was booked, I just put overcoming. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So, and I guess that kind of going into what you're talking about right now because that's overcoming this situation, this mindset, this thought process, is it working? Is it not going to work? That's something we all have to overcome in those different situations. So that is still a part of overcoming. And that goes a long way, man. And like, what makes it worse, not worse, but what makes it harder is just being on that journey. And it's people that rock with you, but it still feels so alone most of the time in your journey. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I've been dealing with, man. I had a real moment with myself, because like I'll tell people, I'm my worst critic. I'm the person that's gonna check me and get on me before anybody can say that, right? So I had one of those moments a few days ago, and I was like, man, I'm feeling the pressure, man. It's pressure, bro. When you, and I know you feel this. I know you've been through this. You know what I'm saying? When you got such a big vision and such, you know what I'm saying? So you want to accomplish so much, and you're so ambitious, and you got all that bottled in you, but it's nothing but goodness that could come out that you want to do for your people, your community, or whatever, right? And then you don't get that support. You don't get that family love. You don't get that closest, quote unquote, whoever's the closest to you. You don't feel that same energy. You don't feel that same support. And you can't blame them, because that's what I did. And when I was a beginner in business, I used to blame, like, man, my family forget this. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So how do we overcome that? When you feel like, I'm the person that try to speak life into people, try to motivate people and push people, but who does that person go to when you need that motivation, when you need that push, when you need that support? You know what I'm saying? Like, so now you're just in a room like, oh man, then this hit you. Then regular life, because on top of just trying to do what you're doing, that's already got enough hurdles within itself, right? So add that with just regular life, and then you add that with just the bills and everything else that's gonna come no matter what's going right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? And before you know it, you're like, oh man,
bro, it's such a funny, as you say that, when you get in those situations, it's like you're screaming for help, and you're lending your help to someone else with the hopes of them saying, okay, let me give you 10 minutes. You gave me 10 minutes, but then also, you like, man, I got a million things going on. Like you said, if any one of them hit, they're all for the betterment of the community. Then the person you're going to talk to get the help from is like, I got this going on. And you like, everybody has that going on. Like, that it ain't. So you telling me you don't have time because of this, and this is all you're doing? Like, and you don't want to make them feel like their situation's any less important, but it's like,
a lot of times it is. I mean, in the day, like, nobody's big, but okay, just take it for what it is and for what it is, and just match it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be looking at people that never supported me but won't support. I'm like, but what do you do? What can I support that you do? I can't support you going to job. I can't support you. Like, the things you do there's no support needed. Yeah. You know, like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's the it's just the unfortunate position that we in. It's the unfortunate but fortunate, because I never want to sound like no victim. Everything I'm going through, I signed up for it, right? So I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. But it's okay for us to verbally put that out, for me to say, oh man, are you feeling the pressure? Oh man, this is, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay for that. Not in a way where I'm gonna just go in a shell and fall off. Now, you feeling the pressure, step up to the plate. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is what it's about. Like, and that's me talking to myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I find myself in that moment, like, oh man, it's getting tough. Oh man, it's rough. Oh man, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. And
who do I call? Because don't nobody want to hear that. The people that needs me to keep pushing don't want to hear that, and the people that's waiting for me to fall off can't wait to hear that, because it's crazy, bro. I got a sector of people wanting me to fail, not because I'm a bad person, not because I did anything to them, just because I'm so unapologetic myself. So when you're like that, and you kind of like, quote unquote, go against the system, do your own way, try to teach people that this is another way. It's a lot of people that sitting on you to fail just so they can say, yeah, come on back to this job. Yeah, come on back to this life. All that good stuff you was talking about. Yeah, see, that's why we didn't try, because we knew it was gonna fail. So come on back with us. Come back to the bottom and just hang with us. And that's what it's a sector of people that's waiting on us to just do that. They waiting on you to tap out and say, man, I'm done with this. I'm just gonna work for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like,
yeah. Yeah, that's hard. It's really a hard position. But then also like man, we even taking entrepreneurship, right? And I'm just talking to one of my younger friends about this. Like, entrepreneurship. We know not everybody's an entrepreneur. We know that. But then nobody would have jobs either without entrepreneurs, you know. So it's kind of like, I don't know if it's if it's the universe way of making it a balanced playing field. No matter where you are or how much money you have, you're going to go through this journey, you know. And the alone feeling, it's a weird thing, because in so many aspects you're not alone, but then you are as you're going through the journey, you know. And part of that is just, I think, the universe way of testing it. What's up, ladies?
What's up, amazing?
Beautiful.
Long time no see. You done disappeared on us. You know what I'm saying? Good to see you back, family.
So yeah, I think it's just part of that universal testing, and it's part of the thing we figure out along the way, you know.
Yeah. And it's just and to me, it's making us who we need to be for so we'll be fully that person by the time we get to our destination, right? Because it's a lot. It's easier to tap out. That's why it's called a 1%. You know what I'm saying? Because most people not built for. And when people say, like what you just said, and what you said was true, but I think it's like a caveat to it. Like, everybody not meant to be an entrepreneur, right? But life is business. So you are an entrepreneur because you have to run your life like a business. Even if you don't run a business, you still got to run your life. And that's the point I want to teach these kids, because I know they're hearing it a lot. Everybody can't run a business. Everybody can't do that. You might can't run a business, but you can be smart enough about business world that you invest into your partner that got a business, or you invest into this, or you invest into that, or you just a steward of your money. So even if you're a quote unquote not an entrepreneur, if you're taught that this life you live is a business, you will operate it in a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? So that's, and other cultures get that. Like, everybody that's a Chinese or Jewish person or whatever is not in business, but they're taught about the world of business, so they find out what they're gonna do in their world.
As you were speaking, I came up with an analogy, and it's a sports analogy. Out of all of that, right? We know there was Warren Moons before, but we're gonna start with Mike Vick. And Mike Vick was a unicorn because he had a Reebok and Nike contract at the same time, amongst other things. However, we never seen anything like Mike Vick. So him coming into the NFL, who did he have to really look to? Because he was that unicorn. Yeah. You know, even LeBron, Michael Jordan went to University of North Carolina. So Michael Jordan, LeBron couldn't really look to him coming straight out of high school. You know, Kobe maybe, but when you're that first, it maybe that alone feeling is because we're that first. But because we're going through those fires and those things like that, we might be the Warren Moons, and we're looking for the Temple's Mike Vick that's going to have to come from your Warren Moon. Now we got these Lamar Jacksons getting these great contracts, but they all come from under this tree. Yeah. You know, in our communities, and I see you're really the first person I known to really target like athletics. Like, no, let's do something different. You know, if you got that talent, that's good, enjoy it, but let's also leverage and diversify that mentality. You're the first one I've seen to do that. So even as I feel like I'm joining you on the journey to push towards that, like it's not for it's not cool yet.
Yeah.
But when it becomes cool, you've already set the blueprint. You already set the so they can come somewhere and get that knowledge to go forward, you know.
Yeah, and that's what when I first did it, I was like, man, like even right now, for me to have 46 or whatever, however many kids that's registered, and I got 2 that signed up today, so probably like 47, 48. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's big to me because I don't teach. Like if I had a sports league, I probably have 200 kids, like easy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
if I was just sports and not teaching you nothing, just sports, come out, try out. Parents
Mm-hmm.
be ready to pay 150, 200 for them to be on the team, and you know all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So when I started this, I knew it was gonna be kids. This not cool to kids. Kids don't know nothing about finances. Then you realize where they come from. They never heard about this, so that makes it even less being cool because it's not even talked about in their household. You know what I'm saying? Like their household, they worship sports figures. So what the kid want to be? I want to be a sports figure because that's what everybody in my life, raises up. So that's when I took on this fight. I realized it's gonna be a long journey. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be this and that. But like you said, you got to be that. You got to be that. If it wasn't for Mr. Ford, it wouldn't be a Ford automobile. If he would have said, "Well, GMC Chevy already they got it," you know what I'm saying? They got it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
cool. Then it wouldn't be no Ford. He wouldn't have carved out a way in his family. He didn't go. He would have went through the ugly stages, the hard stages. Now his kids straight forever because what he went through. He didn't get to see half the stuff that they getting off of the money, the finances, the way that the life that they living off what he started. He didn't even get to live half of that life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you have to have those pioneers. You have to have those people that's gonna say in 100 years, this is the guy that did it. This is the woman that did it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't nobody want to be there because everybody thinking about them. So if I'm thinking about myself, I don't want to go through all this and not see the fruits of my labor. I want to start something now that I can just blow up with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the tough part that people don't want to see. And that's and me, I gotta, on top of all that, I gotta go talk to the kids and tell them, hey, you might not make it in sports, so let me give you this. And I ain't did nothing but tell them the truth, right? But what's gonna happen? The parents gonna get offended because don't tell my baby that this is baby LeBron. No, your baby ain't even on the B team, man. I'm sorry, that's not LeBron. That's just, you know what I'm saying. So then I gotta fight that. So now it's a back and forth instead of me pouring into that youth. The parents then turned it into like I'm disrespecting the youth. So you know what I'm saying. So now it's more of a fight thing than an agreement.
Yeah, and statistically, if you asked any of us that play sports, it was the one person telling us we can't do it that motivated us. So you might need somebody to tell you can't.
Yeah, and it ain't
But
even that you can't. It's that don't put all your eggs into this
likelihood,
because your percentages of making it are very low. That's all I'm telling. I want you to continue to play sports because sports, it teaches you about team camaraderie. It teaches you about working out. Sports do teach you a lot of things, but the sports is bad when that's all that child knows. I meet kids that they
yeah.
don't have nothing else in their world, in their mind, but sports. That's the part that's bad because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to make it in sports.
I went to my memories today, and I had a post 5 years ago said it said be able to teach your son more than how to raise a pit bull, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, having somebody to go through it though, having somebody to um plant that seed is, I think, is just a huge thing, you know. 42 kids, that's 42 different conversations that get to change, and they get to go out and have that conversation with at least one of their friends, you know.
Yeah.
So that's a huge start. That's a huge accomplishment.
and I was talking to my guy last night. We were talking about the trusts, trusts and different stuff like that. So we were having a financial conversation. But what I told him is what's going to change the game, especially when it comes to CEO Youth League. And I think Raya is going to be my first. Oh, well, she's already like the leader of the kids in my program that can blow, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to really ramp it up with her and really invest more into her and really put her out there. Mm-hmm. That first child that can be a high 5, 6-figure earner out of the CEO Youth League, once that get or becomes a reality, that's gonna open out. That's gonna make it cool. Now all the kids everywhere around here gonna want to be a part of that because these kids want money at the end of the day, but they want something that they can really. Right now, what they hear what I'm saying, but it's not a reality every day, and I don't understand why. Because it's not a reality that you see a professional sports player, but it's still in your mind that's a reality. You know what I'm saying?
To be honest, these kids don't know why they want money. The parents don't know why they want money.
Yeah, no, I know. They don't have no, it's just something that they heard from birth. That's all they know is money. And then what do you do with money? You just spend it. No, you invest it, you do this with it, so that's the part that we're trying to change the narrative. And we quick to say, like people say, well, to get our community right, we got to get our credit right, which is not right. It's not allowed. We got to do this, we got to do that. Before we do all that, we got to change the way we operating in our culture. We got to change the way we raising up these babies. I was just talking to a guy about the food because, when you have that baby, it's cute. You got the little baby, you put the little McDonald's fry in their mouth and they chewing on it and everybody laughing and stuff. But you just don't know how many chemicals and stuff you put in that baby now. Now you got that baby taste buds ready for some chemical food. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, and that's basically what we do when it comes to economics and all that stuff. We don't give them none of that. We just tell them, here go $1, go to the store. What you gonna buy from the store? No, teach them about investing. Teach them about, you still got that dollar. My nieces and nephews know, if I give them some money, next time I see them, I want to see that money or more, or don't ask me for no money. So most of the time, they don't ask me for no more money. Why? Because in their family, in their households, they're taught just get some money and spend it. And I'm trying to teach them to hold on to it. I'm trying to teach them to preserve it and grow it. So, okay, and it makes it easy for me. Where that money from last time? Did you grow it? No, well, don't ask me for no more money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't giving you nothing if you can't show me that you can hold it. If you just going to run straight to the store, don't ask me for nothing. Yeah, there you go. Smash that like button. You know what I'm saying? We don't do nothing. We just get up here and talk.
I was recording some videos today to send out. I'm like, man, I don't tell nobody to go to the website. I just be on there just like, man, I forget all about that part.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, I also like, and again, man, I just took this class a couple weeks ago, but I'm learning like our two biggest expenses are knowledge and taxes. You know what I'm saying? So like even the little stuff I learned from this class, man, just how can I say? Just putting ourselves in a certain situation and playing the game that's out there.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot of work and we're leaving so much money on the table with the work we're doing. And it's causing us problems with sustainability, So one of the big things that's always been on my issue, I hate when they say, as Black people, we don't own nothing, and what does it take to consider owning something, that part. But in owning something, it's also sustaining it that's equally as important. And the way we go about trying to sustain our programs, our facilities and stuff like that, we leave so much money on the table that can help sustaining it more likely, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It definitely does. And I know I leave a lot of money on the table because I just never care. So I'm getting into that now. I got a couple meetings this week, and I'm supposed to be on a panel at this blockchain and Web3 event Wednesday. But I'm learning about, and this is why we always got to be willing to learn, right? Because I'm stubborn, man. Forget the system. I'm gonna do it like this. I raise money like this. I sell products, which is not bad, right? But why? But I'm hurting my mission and my vision if I'm not figuring out how to be better with the credit. How I'm not figuring out all the different money that the state got for the programs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like if I don't figure out how to do all that type of stuff, yeah, I'm not serving my people the way I could, because whatever I'm doing out of my pocket, out of my grind, if I take care of my business and those other, then I can 5x it, I can 10x my vision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's part of the situation too. Amazingly Beautiful, she's absolutely right. So going back to what all of us are saying, we have to come together. You know, we have to come together. So as you go out and handle things your way, you got to have that person in the back. They're probably not a good example, but they're my favorite example. If you got Jay-Z out there rapping, you need Dame in the back managing, so everybody could be best in their position. And like Amazingly Beautiful said, we might have to bring her on the show just to tell y'all to like, subscribe, smash the button, all that. That might be her role. But now we have a team. And between all of us doing, and this is what I'm saying, dominating our role, between all of us dominating those individual roles, the whole platform rises up. You know, 1% of 100 people's effort, you know, that type of thing. When the tide rises, so does all the boats, but we all pouring in.
Yeah.
You know, I'm only a drop, you only a drop, she's only a drop, but together we afloat.
Nah, that's real. And that goes back to what we were talking about earlier, just overcoming feeling alone. And I say that because I have moments, but I'm part of a lot of groups. So I know in the big picture, I'm not alone, but I'm just talking about on that day-to-day grind, that day-to-day, you know, that thought process, this and that. That's when we all feel it. And you know what I'm saying? I know if I need to call you, I can. And you know you need to call me, you can. But still, you still have moments where you feel like I'm just by myself at this. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's just a natural feeling, you know.
And it's another another thing, another discussion we got to have too. And I'm even learning to have. One of the things I pride myself on, and one of the problems I want to solve is I want to be the business part for everybody. So when you talk about the music business, the television business, the car repair business, the youth mentoring business, that business part is all the same. And when I looked out, I see a lot of my peers, they're more of the talent, the music, the car repair, but the business is where a lot of the money is left out on the table. So I really pride myself in trying to go get that information to bring to the community. So I say, okay, let's play this way, and we can, you know, but like you said when we first met, man, we just got to get out there and go too. Yeah, it's a fine balance between both, because we don't want to get out there and just go and we spend $100 and now we're out of $100 when we could have spent 50 and really got 300 on the back end. You know, so
it's definitely a balance. It's definitely a balance to it, man. And that's why we named it. Well, I just named it Overcoming. I didn't even know that we basically had the conversation, because what we're talking about is overcoming ourselves, overcoming the mental, overcoming the everyday hurdles. Everything we talked about today has to do with overcoming. So you know, I definitely, like I said, I want to keep this conversation going next week. I want to respect your time, because I know I'm running late from some meetings, and and I want, and it's after 7. So as we and definitely Amazing Beautiful, I'm gonna hit you up, fam, because Van gave, well, he sparked the idea. I had the idea probably about 4 or 5 shows when you was here last time. But I do need somebody that comes in and talks about sharing it and shares it out, and you know what I'm saying. So and that's fam. So I know she'll be down for that. So I'll get with you off the air, Amazing Beautiful. But as we end, Van, you know, give us something to end with. I know today is a short show. I got 2 events this weekend. I got my guys flying from Vegas with the executive protection group company that we started, or they started, that I'm handling the business of. And then I got Raya, the 13-year-old artist. She's got a paint and juice this weekend. So I got like 2 events. We're gonna be cooking. Man, it's a whole bunch of stuff going on, and that's not even talking about just the business of everything I got.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we was late today, but we'll be back, and we gonna get this time. What I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna get my setup at the House of Resources, so even when I'm running late, I can just film it there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, instead of having to run all the way back to the house every time, so we can just go live and go. But yeah, just give us something to end on, man. Something that But today we've been talking about overcoming, so give them something.
Overcoming. Every master was once a disaster. So I'll say it again. Every master was once a disaster.
Yeah, I like
so
that.
Despite where you are in your journey, be patient with yourself. Allow yourself to grow. Be forgiving to yourself. Of course, we always hear be forgiving to others, but more importantly, let's be forgiving to ourselves.
Yeah.
Let's be patient with ourselves. And we're proud of you just for getting up and going to get it, whether you have it figured out or not. We're proud of you for at least trying to figure it out. Wake up tomorrow, get closer to figuring out. What up, Bam? So every master was once a disaster. Be patient with yourself and continue to go get it.
Continue to go get it, man. And like I say, next week we'll be back, and like I said, we'll start getting them full ones, because like if I'm running late from the House of Resources start next week, I just film from the House of Resources. So we'll be back with a full episode next week. Thank y'all for tapping in. And I'm gonna be doing a bunch of lives this week, because we got 2 events, and then I'm doing a soft opening for the House of Resources, getting ready to just get the flowing, just to get the business operation flowing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I salute you, man. I appreciate you for carving out this time. I know I was running late, man, but I'll see you next week. Matter of fact, I'm gonna call you tomorrow, man, because I need to talk to you about a few things. So we'll chop it up tomorrow, but we'll be back next week for Mindset Mondays on Wealth is Gangster Network. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. We out.
All right, peace.
Peace. Love, Big Bam.
All right, bro. I get what